interactive trails here at Mueller Park in North Canyon, here in northern Utah, just outside of Bountiful. We just finished up. We started in North Canyon because we had heard reports that Mueller Park, the Mueller Park side, is extremely busy, has a lot of hikers and a lot of mountain bikers. So we wanted to avoid the crowd and any conflicts, that might arise from us going down that way. So anyway, we started up North Canyon and didn't see a whole lot of hikers and mountain bikers on this side. The few that we did see were pleasant. They were nice. They didn't seem to have a problem with us being on the trail. On the Mueller Park side, however, that was a different story. There were a few people that seemed put out by us being on the trail, but they didn't cause any problems. They didn't try to instigate anything. So I think overall our experience was that the people generally were accommodating as long as we were courteous. Every time we came upon a mountain biker or a hiker, we slowed down and moved to our side of the trail. When we were going down, we yielded to those going up as is common etiquette and trail rules. So just keep that in mind, that Mueller Park has a lot of people, and that you might run into a few people that really have a problem with you being on the trail. But North Canyon, we didn't really encounter that. It's less traveled. There was far fewer people. So if you really want to come out here and enjoy an awesome single track, start at North Canyon. The initial approach isn't bad. There are a few tight switchbacks that require some skill, require you to slow down and balance. Balance is really key going through those tight switchbacks. You don't want to fall over, but as you slow down and lose momentum, it becomes more difficult to balance. So I would suggest, if you're at home, try balancing just in your garage on your bike or balancing on your mountain bike. Just practice balancing, because that comes in handy when you're really going slow, and especially around tight corners. Those switchbacks are more difficult going down than they are going up. But overall, I think a beginner can handle all of those. There are a few bridges on the lower section in North Canyon that are quite tricky to ride over. It's not a straight-on approach, so it makes it difficult. Plus, there's a good 6-inch drop from the top of the bridge to the trail, so you're going to have to kind of wheelie up, get that front tire in the air so you could get up and over that bridge. But once you get past the bridge, it's not too bad. Once you get to the top of North Canyon, the closer you get to Rudy's Flat, it gets pretty rocky up there. It's not nearly as smooth as the lower section is. There are a few large rock sections. There's one rock impediment in particular that might cause you some problems. But overall, I still think a beginner can handle this trail with a little bit of care and caution. The Mueller Park side is a completely different story. It is the smoothest single track I've ridden to date. From Rudy's Flat all the way down to the trailhead, it is nice and smooth. There are a few rocky sections. Every trail is going to have some rocks, but the rocks on this trail are not bad at all, and the roots aren't bad at all as well. So I think if you don't feel like you're up to riding North Canyon, and you're willing to fight the crowds and the potential bad apple that's going to give you a problem, then Mueller Park's a great way to start. Once you get up to Rudy's Flat, it's just kind of a flat, grassy area. I had expected to get some spectacular views of the surrounding country, but they weren't there. You're pretty much surrounded by tall pines and aspens, but there are several sections along the trail where you get spectacular views of the Great Salt Lake and Bountiful and the surrounding cities. We also went down to Elephant Rock, and if you haven't been there, that's a pretty cool little outcropping, and it does look like an elephant. It's just this huge white rock jutting out of the vegetation, and from certain angles it does appear to be an elephant. So from the trail there are a couple of benches that you can view and look down on Elephant Rock, but the trail to get down to it is really steep. We didn't attempt it because it sucks to walk in riding boots. They just suck. They're not comfortable to walk in. So we decided just to look at it from the viewpoint. But like I said, if you want to take a break there and sit on the benches, knock yourself out. It's a great place just to relax. And then also Rudy's Flat is also a great place to relax. So because the trail is so heavily traveled, you're going to be stopping a lot to allow people to pass you, especially if you're going down. You have to yield to the people coming up. But as we were coming up, I don't know what mountain bikers were thinking. We make plenty of noise, but apparently they didn't see us coming, and they slammed on their brakes, and one crash, just went flying right off the trail and hit a tree, and the other girl, she just lost her balance and fell off and kind of went on the downhill side. And the other thing that this reminds me of is there are a lot of blind corners on the Mueller Park side in particular. So you're going to want to take it slow. Overall, just take the trail super slow. Don't race up it. Don't race down it. Because one, you're gonna piss people off, and two, you may end up crashing into someone around a blind corner. You're just not going to have enough time to react. So take it slow. Take it easy. Just enjoy the ride, and you'll have a great time. You won't get hurt, and you won't hurt anybody else. I would say that overall Mueller Park is easy. Anybody could do the Mueller Park side. You just got to fight the crowds. And the North Canyon side, I would say it's moderately difficult for a beginner, just because of the bridge approaches and also a couple of the rock impediments and obstacles that require some experience and skill to get over. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Check out our other videos and let us know what you think. So anyway, that's our impression of Mueller Park in North Canyon. It's a great ride, and it's close. If you live in the Salt Lake area, check it out. But just be aware that you're going to have to fight the crowds, and you might run into some people that really aren't happy with you being up there.